The bullet that returned years later. They say some stories don't end when the gunshot fades. Some stories, wait, buried, silent, patient as time itself. And in the small town of Ridgeview, Ohio, in the summer of 1893, one such story was about to wake. It began decades earlier on a fog-soaked field behind Miller's farm, the kind of place where the air hangs thick with things best left unsaid. Two men stood 10 paces apart, their faces pale in the dawnlight. A whispered feud had finally sharpened into steel, and neither was willing to back down. When the pistols cracked, birds burst from the trees like torn paper. One bullet struck its mark. The other missed, vanishing into the trunk of an old oak with a dull, hungry thunk. The survivor walked away. The tree kept its secret. Years passed. Seasons rolled like slow thunder. The oak thickened around the metal lodged in its heart, swallowing the story whole. The duel faded into rumor, then memory, then nothing. Until Jacob Hartley came along. Jacob was a woodcutter. Quiet, steady, the kind of man who measured life in sunrises and well-swung axes. That summer, work was good and the woods were full, but fate has a way of choosing its own timber. One morning, Jacob stepped into the clearing where the old oak stood alone, its branches twisting like arthritic fingers. "Stubborn giant," he muttered, planting his boots in the earth. He hefted his axe, feeling the familiar weight settle into his palms. The first strike echoed across the clearing, then the second, each blow sending tremors through bark and bone. He didn't know he was stirring something that had slept for decades. Deep in the trunk, metal shifted, wood fibers strained. A forgotten fragment of anger, of fear of that fog-soaked morning long ago, woke with a shiver. Jacob swung again, and the past snapped free. With a sharp crack, the bullet burst from the wood like a wasp freed from amber. It shot out with the same fury it left with years before. Rusted, warped, but still loyal to its final command. Jacob never saw it coming. The forest fell silent. When townsfolk found him, the scene made no sense. No gun, no struggle, just a man beneath an ancient oak, and a single, time-worn bullet resting in the fallen bark beside him. Old-timers whispered that the past always finds a way back. Others said the forest had simply remembered what men had forgotten. But those who stood in that clearing felt something deeper. That time may heal most wounds, but some stories refuse to stay buried. And some bullets never stop moving. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.